Hi,
It's 6th grade ELA.
with Team CPS. Meet your teachers. I'm Mrs. Cochran.
I'm Mrs. Pound. And I'm Mrs. Schumann.
We're known as Team CPS. This is my family, so I have 3 children. Their names are Cora, Flynn, and Elsie. Cora is almost 5, Flynn is 3, and Elsie's 8 months. And we're very busy, as you could probably guess. I used to live in Colorado, so there's a picture of me hiking. I met my husband, who's an Australian. This is us in Tasmania. And I went to University of Illinois for my bachelor's in English. Oh, and I went to National Louis as well for my master's, and I'm currently working on a second master's at Concordia University.
I'm Mrs. Pomsher. This is my family. This is my son Jack. He will be 3 in a few weeks. My daughter Claire, who is 6. My husband, who's an assistant principal, so we're all in education, leading the family. And then there is me with my 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
Another on the way.
Woohoo!
There they are again. And I attended Marquette University in Milwaukee for my undergrad, and then attended National Louis University for my master's in curriculum instruction. And finally, I'm currently at Northeastern Illinois University to earn my teacher leader endorsement. And I'm Mrs. Schumann. And I also have a family I really enjoy being with. This is my son Christian, my daughter Julia, and up there, my husband John. We have a lot of fun together. And I have my bachelor's degree in education from Concordia University, Chicago. And I have a master's degree in English literature from the University of Illinois at Chicago. And once I finished that, I got my Master's of Special Education at the University of Phoenix. Okay. So our curriculum is very comprehensive. We use My Perspectives, which is through Pearson, and it includes reading, writing, grammar, vocabulary, speaking, and listening.
And we take the standards directly from the Common Core state standards.
The children have online books as well as a paper book at class. We keep the paper book at school. And as we meet the goals of the curriculum, we follow the pattern whole class to small group to independent learning.
We will take many formative assessments as we go along in our units. That is to help us teach better for your students so we can kind of see who needs what. And the formative assessments, we'll get more into the grading, but those are things that can be redone if needed. And then the end of the unit assessments are summative, and so that means that they cannot be redone, and they kind of tell us how the student has done over that course of the unit. We also have performance tasks, which are mostly writing based. Some of them are speaking and listening based, to kind of guide their learning as we go through those units as well.
They're like midpoint.
Yes.
Mid-quarter checks. So homework and classwork are 2 important components. Most of us, the assignments are considered classwork and will be completed during class. However, if a child is unable to complete it during class or is absent, they're still expected to finish that work. And if they're unable to complete it, but we judge that they've been using their time appropriately, then we'll tell them it is not work to be completed at home. We'll complete it the next day.
Yes.
Daily homework is independent reading. It will start out with 15 minutes a day, and we'll increase that as the year goes on.
Build the stamina.
So the independent book matters. We like to say, please don't tell us, oh, we don't have anything except reading, or we don't have any homework, we just have to read. No, reading is the most important work that children can do in ELA to improve not only their reading, their vocabulary, their writing, their grammar, and even their social skills with taking perspectives of other people. With the reading, they can read silently, they could read aloud, they can read to a sibling and or cousin, anyone in their family. And if there is a native language other than English or a different language spoken in the home, students can also read in that language.
So we strongly again encourage at least 15 minutes of reading a night for this quarter. We're also going to increase that amount of time every quarter because, and you can see, we'll probably have this infographic linked somewhere, but the amount of time a student reads impacts their education so much. So if a student reads for 20 minutes a day, that means they are exposed to 1,800,000 words per year versus a student that only reads 1 minute a day, that's 8,000 words a year. So it's a huge difference, and just the exposure to those words increases vocabulary like we talked about, or increases your grammar skills, increases your empathy, increases your reading and your writing skills. So it's a huge thing, and reading is strongly emphasized in this class. Our resource.
Yeah, so there's a bit.ly here for our daily agenda that students access in class and also that they can access at home. We always post links there, and if you would like to access it, you're welcome to as well. And then it'll also be available on our class website.
And if a student is absent, that child is expected, if they're healthy enough to do it, to go on to the website, go on to this resource of our agenda, and work through the things that we did in class and look at the homework and try to do them. Of course, they have time to make it up, and if they're too sick to do it, we understand.
So we have 4 units throughout the year for the 4 different quarters. Our first unit, and maybe you've heard your child at home talk about this, is Unit 2, Animal Allies, and our essential question. Each unit has an essential question that we aim to answer through our readings, is how can people and animals relate to each other?
Our next unit, in Unit 2, we do Unit 1, is about growing up. So what are the challenges and the triumphs of growing up?
Unit 3 is modern technology. So our essential question is, how is modern technology helpful and harmful to society?
And then we end the year with Unit 5, exploration. The essential question being, what drives people to explore?
It's really important for you to work with us. We can't do it without you, and you are the expert of your child. So we thought that we would give you some ideas about how you can help your child to be successful in ELA class in 6th grade.
We really do encourage you to check Infinite Campus together. So check your child's grades pretty frequently and talk with them about how they can email a teacher to make up work or get help with something. Use the agenda book. Make sure there's a quiet place for your students to do their homework. And with speaking and listening, just kind of have higher level academic conversations if you can. And again, speak in any language that you're most fluent in, because learning in any language is wonderful. That helps with English as well.
It's really important to realize that this is the first time your child is learning to do homework. So they aren't necessarily, in fact, most of them are not ready to be independent with doing homework yet. And we need your collaboration in helping them learn how to do it and establish good habits. This will serve them well going forward for the rest of their schooling. So make sure that you help your child set up a location, make sure they can charge their devices, that they have a regular schedule to do work, and support them in their use of the assignment notebook. Don't do it for them, but coach them to do it.
Grades are also new, look a lot different than they did in elementary school. We follow traditional grading scale, but help your child understand that grades should not drop below a C for any length of time. Remind them that grades are average, so it's not all in one assignment, all or nothing kind of thing, that every little point and every little assignment helps. And then encourage your child to complete retakes if they need to, or redo assignments, so so that they're learning and growing. Summative assignments cannot be redone, and those are mostly at the end of the quarter.
And they should be aware that they can study for these summative assignments, and they should, so that helps them with those.
So you can also help your child with writing. Please note, writing doesn't mean handwriting, it means the writing process. So students will be typing. We teach writing as a process, and spelling and grammar is the last part of that process when they edit. So if they're developing their ideas, please help them come up with things that don't make sense that they could clarify, or are you staying on one topic? And then later we'll focus on things like spelling and grammar.
Reading, always schedule reading time every day, model reading, including like nonfiction, if you're reading, for example, a manual, or if you're reading a magazine, that works as well. And encourage your student to read to another sibling or to a cousin, family member, pet, etc. And this is us. So here's our contact information. It says take a picture of this slide because this is important information if you ever need to contact us. And it has all our email addresses on here as well as our phone extensions here at Northwood. However, email is strongly preferred because that we can respond to more quickly. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.